My beloved child, pause for a moment and listen closely. This is not a random interruption, and this is not a coincidence that you have found these words. I have placed this message before you at this precise moment because I knew, long before now, that your heart would need to hear it. I know the questions swirling in your mind, the silent anxieties, the quiet unrest that has kept you awake at night, wondering why certain things have not yet changed, why answers feel delayed, why hope seems just out of reach. I am here now, not to alarm you, but to draw your attention with a sacred urgency, because this is a divine appointment carefully arranged long before the steps that brought you here. Every twist of your day, every pause, every small choice has led you to this instant, and it is not without purpose. I know you may ask yourself, why am I here? Why now? I want you to understand that the timing of this moment is perfect, orchestrated with intention, with a reason you may not yet fully see, but one that is deeply personal, tailored for your soul. There is a hidden message in this arrival, a subtle whisper from heaven that seeks to reach you above the noise, above distraction, above all the hurried moments of your life. You may feel ordinary, unnoticed, unseen by the world, but I have been attentive to every beat of your heart, to every tear you tried to hide, to every sigh you released in secret. Nothing has escaped my gaze. You are seen, and I have called you here intentionally, because there is something in your spirit that needs this encounter. Lean in, my child, and recognize that this is not merely words on a screen or passing advice. This is a sacred moment, designed to stir your soul, to awaken your awareness, to invite your heart into a space where it can feel and receive what has been waiting for you. I have been arranging these circumstances quietly, subtly, sometimes imperceptibly, so that when you arrive, you are ready to perceive the gentle nudges of my love, the guidance that has been moving around you in ways you could not yet see. This is your divine timing, a precise meeting of your readiness and the care I have extended toward you from the beginning. The reason for this message is to awaken something within you, to call your attention to the truth that you have not been forgotten, that your steps are not misplaced, that your waiting has not been in vain. Even when moments seemed random, even when your mind questioned the purpose of certain delays, every element of your journey has been guided to bring you here, to bring you into this encounter where your heart can feel the depth of my presence. I am here not in generalities, not in abstractions, but with a direct intimacy that reaches you, right where you are, with the weight and care of eternity. You may sense a stirring in your chest, a subtle curiosity that rises like a soft knocking at the door of your soul, and that is exactly what I intend. This stirring is the signal that something is about to be revealed, a gentle awakening to remind you that you are held, that you are accounted for, that your journey is seen and valued. Do not dismiss this feeling, for it is the beginning of understanding why this moment has come to you, why these words have reached your eyes, why your spirit is nudged to pay attention. There is purpose here beyond what you can yet grasp, a timing beyond the limitations of human understanding, a reason that is woven into the very fabric of your life by the hand that shaped you. This is a divine appointment, my child, a carefully chosen moment where the ordinary and the sacred intersect, where your heart is invited to pause, to notice, to awaken to a reality that is both gentle and compelling, a reality in which you are never overlooked, never abandoned, and always cherished. The hidden message I bring is simple yet profound. You are seen, you are known, you are held, and you are called into awareness that will open your eyes to the love that has been quietly surrounding you, patiently waiting for you to recognize it. Take this pause, breathe, feel the weight of this moment, and allow your spirit to sense the sacred reason for your presence here. There is no randomness, no accident. Every detail has been arranged so that you, right now, can hear, can feel, can receive, and can begin to understand the care, the timing, and the divine purpose that has brought this message directly into your life. My child, I see the weight you have carried all this time, and I know how heavy it feels when the world demands more than your heart can give. I have watched you trying to hold everything together, trying to appear strong while inside you feel the exhaustion gnawing at your spirit. I know the nights when you have lain awake, staring at the ceiling, feeling the silent battles press against you, wondering if anyone truly sees the tears you have hidden, the prayers you whispered in the dark, the quiet sighs you released when no one else was near. You have been carrying burdens that were never yours to bear alone, and yet you have carried them faithfully, step by step, moment by moment, afraid to let anyone know the depth of your struggle. I have seen the effort it takes to keep smiling for others while your heart is quietly breaking, the way you have pushed through the days feeling worn, drained, and spiritually fatigued, hoping that someone, anyone, would understand, even for a moment, the heaviness that sits upon you. Every unspoken word, every hidden fear, every thought you have tried to suppress, I have known. Every time you have wondered if your prayers were too small, too weak, too insignificant to reach me, I was there, listening, gathering each fragment of your heart and holding it tenderly in my hands. I know how the silence of those who should have cared has felt like a weight upon your soul, how the disappointment of unmet expectations has built walls of doubt around your hope, how the relentless pressure to perform, to be seen as strong, has left you exhausted in ways that no one notices. I see the invisible chains of anxiety that you carry, the invisible battles of comparison and fear that whisper you are not enough, that tell you your efforts go unseen, that the fatigue you feel is somehow your failure. I want you to hear me clearly. All of this does not go unnoticed. Every tear, every lonely sigh, every hidden ache has been counted, has been held, has been understood. The silent struggle you face has not escaped my eyes. I know how it feels to carry disappointment on your shoulders, to try to keep your heart open when the world seems to close its doors again and again. I see the exhaustion that has seeped into your bones, the way your spirit longs for rest that never seems to come, the emotional fatigue that whispers lies into your mind, telling you that you are alone, that you have been forgotten, that there is no light beyond the trials you endure. I am here now to stand with you in the midst of it all, to acknowledge the depth of your hidden pain, to remind you that every struggle you face is recognized, that every sleepless night and every tear that falls in secret is precious to me. I want you to feel, in the deepest part of your heart, that the invisible burdens you carry are not invisible to me. You do not have to explain them. You do not have to justify your weariness. You do not have to hide the exhaustion that has become your constant companion. I am here, fully aware of every hidden battle, fully present with every silent cry, and I am inviting your soul to rest in the knowledge that you are seen, you are understood, and you are never alone, even in the moments when it feels as though no one else is paying attention. The heaviness you bear is real, the fatigue is real, the hidden struggles you face are real, and yet, in the midst of these truths, you are embraced, held, and known completely by me, the one who never turns away, who never forgets, who cherishes every part of you, even the parts that feel unworthy, unseen, or too fragile to be loved. My beloved child, I want you to hear something that has been quietly influencing your heart, something that you may have believed without even realizing it, a lie that has crept into your thoughts like a shadow whispering doubts in the silent corners of your mind. I know the words you have repeated to yourself, the unspoken fears that echo in your heart. You are forgotten. You are not enough. Your prayers do not matter. The light you hoped for will never reach you. I see how these false beliefs have shaped the way you move through each day, how they have weighed upon your spirit, causing hesitation, uncertainty, and the subtle surrender of hope. These lies were never meant to guide you, yet you carried them as if they were truths, letting them define the way you view yourself and your place in the world. I want you to feel in your soul that these are not truths, but shadows, distortions of the reality I have laid before you, distortions that can be gently lifted so you may see clearly again. Every time the thought arises that you are unworthy, that your efforts are meaningless, that your voice is too small to be heard, I have been there, quietly holding your heart, preparing you to recognize that none of these lies come from me. I want you to notice how they have directed your steps, how fear and self-doubt have whispered that your love, your work, your very presence is insufficient. You may have hidden from these fears, yet they have shaped your sleep, your thoughts, your interactions, and your trust. I know the nights when you have questioned your value, when you have believed that your struggles have gone unnoticed, that no one cares deeply enough to intervene, that you must bear all burdens alone. I have been there in those moments, seeing the truth behind the lies, witnessing the strength it takes for you to continue, holding every tear, every quiet sigh, every heartbeat that trembled with fear and self-doubt. The lie you started believing is powerful only because it has been repeated so often in the chambers of your mind, whispered by the enemy of your peace, echoed by the world that does not understand the depth of your heart. And yet, even amidst that deception, I have never abandoned you, never turned away, never let those falsehoods define you before me. I am here to help you see them for what they truly are. Whispers, illusions, shadows that have no hold on the light I have placed within you. You are precious, deeply cherished, fully known, and completely seen, not because of what you have done, not because of any measure of perfection, but because of who you are in my eyes, the beloved child I have created with intention and purpose. I want you to recognize that the fears that have told you that you are not enough, that you are invisible, that your waiting has been in vain, are simply invitations to shift your gaze, to look upon the truth that your life is held in my hands, that your struggles are not ignored, that your hidden burdens are known and counted. These false beliefs may have tried to dictate your actions, to shape your feelings, to guide your decisions, yet they are not stronger than the truth of my presence, the reality of my love, and the certainty of my care. I am here, calling you to notice the distinction between the whispers of fear and the voice of my truth. I want you to understand that each lie you believed has been observed by me, not with judgment, but with gentle patience, so that you may awaken to the reality that you are never forgotten, you are never inadequate, you are never unloved. Let your heart pause, feel the weight of these false beliefs, acknowledge them, and then allow the understanding to rise within you that they have no authority over your worth, your future, or the love I hold for you. You are seen, my child, fully, entirely, deeply, and I have never allowed the lies to obscure the truth of your identity in me. Even now, as you hear these words, let them sink into your soul, replacing fear and doubt with the gentle assurance that all the messages you were led to believe that diminish you are empty, fleeting, and powerless against the reality of my constant presence and unwavering love. My child, listen to me closely, for I am seeing you in a way that you have not yet allowed yourself to perceive. The eyes of the world may have missed the small victories, the quiet courage, the perseverance that has been hidden within your heart, but I have seen them all. Every moment when you thought you failed, every time you believed you were too weak to continue, I have observed the strength you could not measure, the resilience that you doubted, and the growth that occurred even in your struggle. I see your hidden strength, the layers of patience and faith that have accumulated in ways invisible to others, ways that even you might overlook, but they have built a foundation within your spirit that cannot be shaken. Where you see exhaustion, I see endurance. Where you see defeat, I see preparation. Where you see unanswered prayers, I see the seeds of miracles quietly taking root, growing in the soil of your heart in accordance with my perfect timing. I notice how you have carried burdens with grace even when your soul ached, how you have pressed forward when the weight of life felt unbearable, how you have whispered prayers in the dark, trusting in me even when hope felt distant. All of these, my child, are not overlooked. All of these are acknowledged, cherished, and carefully woven into the tapestry of your journey. You may feel small, unseen, insignificant, but from my perspective, your life is vast, full of significance, and brimming with purpose. Every tear you have shed, every moment of self-doubt, every quiet ache has been met with my unwavering attention, and each one has contributed to the shaping of a heart that is stronger, wiser, and more beautiful than you can imagine. I see the courage it takes to continue, the humility in your struggles, the persistence in your quiet faith, and I honor it all. Even when you believe that no one else notices, that your efforts are invisible, I am fully aware, fully attentive, and fully present. You are never overlooked, never forgotten, never alone. The path you have walked, even with its stumbling and hesitation, is being transformed into a testimony of hidden victories and unseen progress. I see the ways your spirit has grown in silence, the lessons you have absorbed in private, the faith you have nurtured even in isolation, and I am proud of the journey you have endured. Where you expect judgment, I offer understanding. Where you fear inadequacy, I offer affirmation. Where you anticipate abandonment, I offer constancy. All that you have endured, all that you have felt, all that you have silently persevered through is a reflection of your tenacity, and of my ongoing care, and I invite you to pause and recognize the beauty that has emerged through every trial. Look not at what has seemed lacking or unfulfilled, but at what has been strengthened, nurtured, and made whole in ways that cannot be counted or fully seen. You are growing, my child, in ways that surpass measurement, in ways that surpass the perception of those around you, and I am watching, guiding, and blessing every step. The hidden victories, the unseen endurance, the quiet faith, these are treasures in my sight, jewels of character and spirit that have been forged through patience, prayer, and love. Open your heart to see yourself as I see you, with hope shining brightly, with courage quietly strong, with potential unfolding, with beauty emerging from the very moments you thought were broken. The lens through which I view you is one of boundless love, unending patience, and profound purpose. And it is through this lens that you are being prepared, strengthened, and cherished beyond measure. You are more than your struggles, more than your doubts, more than the exhaustion you feel, and you are being made ready for a life filled with hope, joy, and peace that even now is beginning to awaken within you. My child, I know you have been wondering why the answers you seek have not yet arrived, why the moments you longed for seem delayed, and why your heart has had to wait through the quiet seasons of life. I want you to understand that waiting is not punishment, nor is it a sign of neglect. There is purpose in the pause, wisdom in the delay, and preparation in the moments that seem still and empty. Just as a seed is placed in the soil and does not immediately burst forth into bloom, your spirit has been planted with intention, and your waiting is the season in which roots are forming, unseen but essential. Every tear you have shed, every sigh that has escaped your lips, every moment of longing has been part of a process that is shaping your character, strengthening your resolve, and deepening your capacity to receive the fullness of the blessings I have prepared for you. There are layers being built within you that cannot be rushed, depths of understanding, patience, and faith that grow silently in the fertile soil of your heart, drawing nourishment from the trials, the waiting, and the hidden moments that no one else sees. I know how heavy this waiting feels, how it presses upon your chest and makes you question whether the timing is right, whether the delay has meaning, or whether your efforts are unnoticed. Yet even in this season, you are not abandoned. Every pause has a purpose. Every delay is an act of divine preparation. Every quiet moment is a time in which your spirit is being refined. I see the hidden growth, the transformation that cannot be measured by human standards, the strengthening of your roots in ways that will allow you to stand firm when the time comes to rise. Your patience, your endurance, your faithfulness in this waiting season is cultivating a resilience that will serve you for a lifetime. Like the tender shoots of a plant that push quietly through the earth before the sun reveals them, your hidden struggles are not wasted. They are nourishing your spirit, teaching you the rhythms of hope, the patterns of trust, and the depth of surrender. I am working in ways you cannot yet perceive, aligning circumstances, arranging opportunities, and shaping events so that when the right time arrives, the fruits of your faith and perseverance will be abundant, unshakable, and glorious. This waiting season is part of a divine design, a sacred preparation that ensures your blessings will be received with a heart ready, with understanding deepened, and with joy fully realized. I want you to hold this truth in your heart. The delays, the silence, the seeming inaction are not empty. They are the work of a loving hand, preparing you for what is to come, nurturing what cannot yet be seen, and protecting the very gifts that will transform your life. Your growth, your strength, and your faith are being cultivated with care, and in this quiet preparation, the roots of your soul are being made strong, ready to bear the beauty, the purpose, and the fulfillment that await. Trust in the process, my child. Know that this season of waiting is intentional, sacred, and full of unseen work. Every moment you have waited, every ounce of patience you have offered, every silent hope you have held, has been seen, valued, and tended to. You are not waiting in vain. You are being prepared, you are being shaped, and you are being made ready for the fullness of what I have promised. Allow your heart to rest in this knowledge, for the season is necessary, the process is divine, and the growth you are experiencing now will reveal blessings more magnificent than you have imagined. My child, I want to gently open your understanding to what is quietly forming within you during this season, because while you have been focused on what feels delayed or unfinished, something far more important has been taking shape inside your inner world. You are not remaining the same person you were before this waiting began. Even if you cannot measure it yet, even if it does not feel dramatic or visible, there is a transformation happening in the depth of your character, shaping you into someone stronger, wiser, and more grounded than before. This is not a surface change, but a deep internal rebuilding, like a foundation being reinforced beneath a house that must one day stand against stronger winds. What is being built inside you is wisdom, not the kind that comes quickly, but the kind that is formed through reflection, through patience, through learning to pause instead of rush, to listen instead of react. You are learning to see life with clearer eyes, to understand that not everything that feels like delay is loss, and not everything that feels like silence is absence of purpose. Alongside wisdom, resilience is being shaped within you, a quiet strength that does not break easily, a steady endurance that will allow you to remain firm even when circumstances feel uncertain. You are being trained in the unseen places of your life to hold steady when emotions fluctuate, to remain anchored when thoughts feel heavy, to continue moving forward even when clarity is not immediate. This resilience is not loud, but it is powerful, forming layer by layer within your spirit through every moment you thought you were simply waiting. Patience is also being woven into your inner being, not as passive waiting, but as active trust in the unfolding of time, teaching your heart to breathe without panic, to rest without fear, to believe that what is meant for you is not lost but being shaped with care. And within this patience, a deeper compassion is emerging, a softer understanding of yourself and others, a gentleness that recognizes struggle in human hearts, including your own. You are beginning to see pain differently, not as a sign of weakness, but as a place where growth quietly begins, where understanding deepens, where empathy is born. These qualities are not appearing by accident. They are being formed intentionally through your experiences, through your moments of silence, through your times of uncertainty. Even the discomfort you feel has been part of shaping a more grounded version of you, someone who is no longer defined by instant answers or immediate fulfillment, but by depth, endurance, and emotional clarity. I want you to recognize that you are becoming someone who will not be easily shaken by external noise, because your roots are growing deeper than what can be seen on the surface. Your inner world is being stabilized. Your emotional responses are becoming more aware. Your perspective is expanding beyond what once limited you. You are learning to carry both hope and patience together, to hold vision without anxiety, to walk forward without needing to control every outcome. This is a quiet formation, but it is profound. What is being built inside you is not temporary comfort, but lasting strength, not shallow confidence, but deep assurance, not fragile hope, but enduring trust in the unfolding of life's timing. And though you may not fully recognize yourself yet, one day you will look back and realize that this waiting season was not empty at all, but filled with the careful shaping of your mind, your heart, and your spirit into someone prepared for what comes next. My child, now I gently bring you to a moment of response, not of pressure, but of invitation, because everything you have heard until now has been leading you here to a quiet decision in your heart where you are no longer only observing, but beginning to choose how you will carry what you have received. I am not asking you to strive. I am not asking you to perform. I am inviting you to release what has been weighing you down and step into a posture of trust that does not require you to understand everything at once. This is the moment where you are allowed to let go of what you have been holding too tightly, the fear that has kept you tense, the worry that has kept you restless, the disappointment that has made your heart heavy. Let it fall from your hands, not because everything is already solved, but because you no longer need to carry it alone. I am inviting you to forgive where your heart has been holding pain, not to excuse what hurt you, but to free yourself from the chains of replaying it in your mind. I am inviting you to release the pressure of having all answers right now, to step back from the need to control every outcome, and to trust that what is unfolding has not lost its direction even when you cannot see the full path. There is a gentle call in this moment to surrender what you cannot change, to place into my care the questions that have no immediate answers, the burdens that have grown too heavy for your strength, the fears that whisper uncertainty into your thoughts. I am not asking you to become someone else. I am asking you to come as you are, with your doubts, your exhaustion, your hopes, and your fragile faith, and allow yourself to be held in a way that does not require perfection. This is the invitation to soften your grip on anxiety, to loosen the hold of self-doubt, to stop carrying tomorrow's weight in today's heart. Trust is not about seeing everything clearly. It is about choosing to move forward, even when only the next step is visible. I am inviting you into that step now, the step of quiet surrender where you say within your heart that you will not let fear guide you anymore, that you will not let past pain define your future expectation, that you will not let silence convince you that you are alone. Let go of the need to have everything figured out before you move forward, because clarity often comes after trust begins, not before. I am inviting you to forgive yourself for the moments you felt weak, for the times you doubted, for the seasons when you felt like you were not enough, because none of those moments define your worth or your journey. I am inviting you to trust that even now, in this very place where you are sitting, your life is not stuck, your story is not forgotten, and your path is not lost. Step into a deeper trust that does not rely on perfect understanding, but rests in the quiet assurance that you are being guided even when you cannot trace the direction. Let your heart breathe again. Release the tension you have carried for too long, and allow yourself to simply be open to what comes next without fear. This is your moment to surrender what has been exhausting you, to forgive what has been weighing on you, and to trust that you are not walking blind, but walking gently into a process that is still unfolding with care. You are being invited into peace that begins not when everything is resolved, but when your heart finally stops resisting what it cannot control and begins to rest in trust. My child, as your heart begins to soften from surrender, I want to gently lift your eyes toward what you cannot yet see, not to overwhelm you, but to awaken hope within you again, because your story is not closing in silence. It is quietly moving toward a new chapter that has already begun forming beyond your awareness. I know you have walked through seasons that felt like delay, seasons that felt like uncertainty, seasons where you wondered if anything meaningful was still ahead of you, but I want you to understand that nothing you have lived through has ended your story. It has prepared it. There is a restoration unfolding that does not erase your past, but transforms its weight into wisdom, into clarity, into strength that will carry you further than you imagined. I see opportunities forming in places you once thought were closed, doors that appear slowly, gently, in ways that do not overwhelm your fragile expectations, but invite your heart to expand into possibility again. This is not sudden chaos, but quiet rebuilding, like light returning slowly after a long night, revealing what was always being prepared beneath the surface. You are moving toward a breakthrough that is not only external but internal, where your perspective begins to shift, where your heart begins to recognize that you are not defined by what has been delayed, but by what is being developed within you. I want you to imagine your future not as something distant or unreachable, but as something being carefully shaped in alignment with who you are becoming. There are new beginnings forming that will feel gentle yet meaningful, moments where clarity replaces confusion, where direction replaces uncertainty, where peace begins to take root in places that once held fear. This new chapter is not built on perfection, but on growth, on everything you have learned in silence, on every moment you chose to continue, even when it felt difficult. I am guiding you toward experiences that will reflect the resilience you have developed, toward connections that will align with the deeper understanding you have gained, toward paths that will allow your strength to be expressed in ways that bring purpose and fulfillment. Restoration is not just about what returns, but about what becomes renewed within you, how your heart learns to hope again without hesitation, how your spirit begins to open to joy without fear of loss. I want you to sense that the future ahead is not closed, not limited, not diminished by what you have experienced before, but expanded by it. Every difficulty has been shaping your readiness for something greater than repetition, something new, something alive with possibility. You may not see the full picture yet, but that does not mean it is not forming. There are moments ahead where what once felt delayed will reveal its purpose, where what once felt unanswered will reveal its timing, where what once felt hidden will begin to unfold with clarity. Walk gently into this awareness that your life is still moving forward, still being written, still opening into spaces of opportunity that align with your growth. Let hope rise again not as imagination, but as quiet assurance that your path continues, your story continues, and what is ahead carries restoration that will speak to every part of your journey with meaning and peace. My child, as this moment comes to a close, I want you to carry with you a sense of quiet assurance and gentle peace that will linger long after these words have reached your heart. Take a deep breath and let the heaviness you have carried begin to dissolve, knowing that the weight of uncertainty, fear, and doubt does not define you, and it does not dictate the path ahead. The journey you have walked through, the struggles you have endured, and the waiting you have faithfully experienced have all contributed to the shaping of a heart that is stronger, wiser, and more tender than it has ever been. Let your spirit rest in the truth that you are capable of patience, resilience, and hope, and that the experiences that once felt burdensome are the very ones that have nurtured growth, compassion, and understanding within you. I bless you with a sense of calm that permeates your thoughts, a clarity that illuminates the next steps you will take, and a quiet confidence that even when life feels uncertain, there is direction, there is purpose, and there is love guiding you. May your heart feel lighter as you walk forward, free from the weight of what you cannot control, and may you notice the subtle joys, the small victories, and the quiet beauty that surrounds you in ways you may have overlooked before. Carry with you the wisdom that has been cultivated in your waiting, the strength that has been built in your perseverance, and the courage that has emerged through your surrender. May your mind find rest in the assurance that you are prepared for the unfolding chapters, that the seeds planted within your spirit are ready to bloom in their own time, and that every step you take is guided with care and intention. Let hope rise in your chest like the first rays of morning sun, gentle yet undeniable, reminding you that there is more ahead than you can currently imagine, and that you are capable of moving through life with grace, patience, and understanding. I bless you with the quiet knowing that the struggles you have faced do not diminish you, but refine you, and that the lessons you have learned will serve as a foundation for the days to come. Carry peace within you, carry patience within you, and carry the gentle assurance that your story is still unfolding with beauty, purpose, and love. May this blessing settle in your heart and remain with you as a steady companion, a source of comfort, a reminder that even in silence, in uncertainty, in waiting, you are moving towards something meaningful, something sacred, and something filled with hope. Let this truth take root deeply, so that wherever you go, whatever comes your way, your spirit remains anchored in the quiet, unshakable promise of guidance, restoration, and the gentle unfolding of all that is yet to come.